Because behind every smile is a potential suspect. You're listening to Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi.
A mother, Halisa Lloydnette-Christine Brown, who's 25 years old in all of her wisdom, was sentenced to 6 months in prison after her unsupervised 5-year-old son, Sturlin Minion Jr, accidentally shot himself in the face with a loaded gun. And she still says she's a good mom. The tragic incident occurred on December 9th in the family's Detroit apartment as the young boy played with the firearm, like 5-year-olds do, which was left on a dresser while jumping on a bed in front of his 4 siblings. So that's a memory that's never going to be leaving any of their little minds. Wayne County Prosecutor Kym Worthy announced Brown's sentencing on Friday following her guilty plea in July to involuntary manslaughter. Brown and the boy's father, Sturlin Markese Minion Sr, 33, were both charged with involuntary manslaughter, second-degree child abuse, and firearm violations. Additionally, Minion Sr. faced charges for being a felon in possession of a firearm, so a lovely household here. His sentencing is scheduled for September 20th. On the day of the incident, Detroit police were dispatched at 1:24 p.m. to the apartment complex on Greenfield Road after reports of a shooting. Officers found the child with a gunshot wound to the face, and despite being rushed to the hospital, he tragically succumbed to the injuries. The parents were arrested shortly after, and their 4 children, ranging from age 8 to 4, were placed under the care of Children's Protective Services. Wayne County Prosecutor Kym Worthy expressed her frustration and sorrow over the preventable nature of the incident. How many more children must die? It takes mere minutes to store a gun safely. Is a child's death not worth minutes of one's time? She questioned in a statement. It takes seconds to store a gun safely, quite honestly. Not even minutes. It's not even that hard of a thing to do. Detroit Police Chief James White condemned the negligence that led to the child's death, calling the act completely ridiculous, irresponsible, stupid, and unnecessary. He emphasized the tragic frequency of such incidents and the preventable loss of life, particularly so close to the holiday season. Brown, defending herself in an interview, claimed that the shooting was an honest mistake. How do you defend this as an honest mistake? How do you even use that term to describe this? Instead, go ahead.
She had a loaded gun. Yeah. And she knew it was a loaded gun, and she just set it on a dresser and guess I'm going to go store that safely a little later. I mean, you have kids 4 to 8 years old in the house.
Yeah.
Like, that should never, ever even be in sight of those kids.
I'm not a bad mother. I'm not an unfit mother. It was an honest mistake that I'm going to regret for the rest of my life. It says a lot about that individual right there, the fact that she's able to spit that out and believe it.
You will regret it.
You'll regret it, sure. But to keep, at some point you got to go, if you're going to improve, if you're going to be a good mother, going to be a fit mother, you have to look back on your actions and say, I wasn't fit because I let this happen. It's the definition of being an unfit mother. It's just...
I think, too, I agree. I think by definition... and it could be an honest mistake, but when you are a parent, there's multiple chances throughout every single day that you can make a mistake of any kind. Could be little one, could be big one. But when you have a gun or medication in your house, poisons in your house, cleaners, those have to always be put away securely all the time. And you can't have an honest mistake.
No.
With this,
if you are,
because this is what happens.
If there's an opportunity for this to happen, you are unfit because you're not parenting in a responsible manner.
Dad's a felon. You shouldn't even have the gun.
Yeah.
And here's my question about this, though, is that and I'm not saying that she needs to be locked away for the rest of her life, but 6 months.
Yeah.
I just don't know how I feel about that. This poor little boy's dead. His 4 siblings all saw it. They'll never be the same.
Yeah. I don't know how this works. Because 6 months, then what? She gets all the kids back and continues to be an unfit mother because she can't even recognize when she was unfit when one of them killed themselves.
And I am not questioning that she didn't love her kids.
No.
I'm sure she loved them very much, but I just don't understand. I don't have guns, but I know you do.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep them securely locked away.
Mm-hmm.
With that many kids in the house that are that young, they're very curious. How could you ever just set a loaded gun down on a dresser
Because
and not immediately be like, oh, I can't do that?
Because it's not the first time. It's not the first time she's done this. This isn't a one-off incident. That's how.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Like I just can't imagine what those kids are going to go through.
Yeah.
And, and the little boy, he's just doing what kids do, especially when you tell a kid, no, you can't touch something. As soon as you turn your back, that's what they're going for.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that the kids, well, if it was on the dresser that day, I got the feeling that wasn't the first time the kids saw a gun.
No. The boy's aunt, Silver Minion, expressed the family's grief on a GoFundMe page, go figure, describing Sturlin Jr. as an amazing, adventurous, handsome child who was deeply loved by his siblings and family. Am I really weird or off here as to say, why is there a GoFundMe page going on?
I did click on it, and it has raised $908.
Where's it going to? Is it going to, because the kids are in Child Protective Services.
They might have ended up with this aunt.
So, is the aunt using that because she needs to support the kids? I get that. That one I would, if that's what's happening.
That I'm not totally sure about.
Otherwise, why is their money being given to someone? That's what my question is. Like, okay,
and it could be for funeral expenses.
Okay. Yeah, I could. Okay. So there's some legit areas where this could be going to. I think GoFundMe is good in a lot of ways, but I think it can also be a big, cash grab.
You gotta watch it. You really gotta watch it.
Where it's like, why are we donating? Because it feels good to give money to something. It's like, well, what are we giving it to? Why are we doing this? Like, is this truly benefiting someone, or is this just somebody going, I'd rather not pay this bill? I don't know. But again, if it's the aunt that's taking care and all that, I totally get it. That's fine. It makes sense. I just want to make sure it's not like going back to mom, where it's like, and by the way,
she'll be out in 6 months.
This is going to your canteen at the jail. You can get a couple extra Rice Krispie squares this week because of the $900 in your GoFundMe. I don't know the answer to that question, but it's something where I would want a little more clarity as to where those dollars are going.
Let's be honest. Nothing kills the thrill of a good murder mystery like a commercial for laundry detergent. It's like someone slapping a closed sign on your favorite dive bar. But you're not here for that, are you? You're here for the good stuff. So ditch the ads and upgrade to True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. With True Crime Today Premium Plus, you get your crime straight. No chaser. Commercial free with extended interviews and early access. It's like getting the bartender's special when the bar's already closed. Search for True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe and drink it all in.